Alright, so I wanted to record a quick video about what low-end computers today can actually play game-wise. Now, usually when people are benchmarking games, they'll take AAA titles that are a bit more recent. But as for me, I'm primarily a retro gamer, so retro, vintage, however people want to use those terms. So, as far as the computer that I have right now goes, it is like a super low end, just about as low as you can get in the modern world. And keep in mind, it is already about 7 years old at this point, so it's almost a decade old already. But it has um, an AMD Radeon 1.5 gigahertz processor with integrated graphics. So I'm using a laptop. It's got integrated graphics, and after after about a year and a half of extensive testing with different emulators and stuff, it can play pretty much anything up to fifth gen just fine. Like, even though Doom says 15 frames in the actual emulator, it still feels and plays almost about as well as the original hardware. So, it'll play anything from Nintendo to Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64. And pretty much everything up to 5th gen, like I said, will play almost perfectly. And and this is even on a laptop that's starting to show its age too, because I'm going to be needing to get a new one soon so I can actually play it as optimally as possible. But I mean, if you want to play some, like, a bunch of retro titles, um, like anything, like everything short of 6th gen, PS2, Xbox, all that, because that's a bit much. But everything else, I mean, I really haven't had much of a problem with. So, and this machine was $200. $200 laptop with a bare bones processor and integrated graphics, 4 gigs of RAM, and I mean it works. For people like me, it works. So yeah, if you're really looking to play some retro titles, just pick up one of those cheap things and it'll work just fine. Um, and also it'll work with a decent amount of game pads and like external controllers and stuff. Some of that depends on the emulator too, but if you want to pick up a controller, PS4, Xbox, um, I've heard there are some good controllers from the 8-Bitido brand, I believe is what it's called. So, I guess with that being said, yeah, as far as like old school retro titles are concerned, it plays everything. So, just something to think about if you guys want to pick up something that plays stuff. Because most processors today even are more powerful than what I've got right now. So, even if they're just like built in, like really low end. So I guess with that being said, I'll go ahead and end this because I just wanted to make this video real quick to let people know that they can still go back and play these retro titles with relatively inexpensive equipment. So there's that.